Welcome to the Farmcast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, back to another episode of the Farmcast. We're back. Today we've got some tips and tricks that we want to share. Now, Kyle, how about you give us some background knowledge on what we're going to be talking about today?
So, as we all know, August is right around the corner, and that means, apparently, even in the midst of everything, back to school is back on the menu. And Mike Parson, who's apparently Missouri's governor, had a whole heck of a lot to say about this issue. And he said in an interview, quote, "These kids have got to get back to school," Parson told Mark Cox on KFTK. Quote, "They're at the lowest risk possible. And if they do get COVID-19, which they will, and they will when they go to school, they're not going to the hospitals. They're not going to sit in doctor's offices. They're going to go home, and they're going to get over it." So that is what Mr. Mike Parson, Governor Mike Parson, had to say on the issue, and it made me think today, you know what? Kids nowadays have a tougher time than ever when it comes to going back to school, and who better than us, the Farmcast, to give them all the best tips and tricks for going back to school in the midst of a heck of a pandemic and these uncertain times. We can bring that certainty to the people. What do you guys think?
What's his name? Mike Parsons?
Parson.
Parson. Does he by chance have kids?
I'll tell you what, if you look at him, and we gotta post some picture in the video form of this guy, because he is one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a man
I will
with
say
more,
something.
Like, old leather.
He might not have kids, but he was at one point a kid, so he has experience being a kid.
Well, I was gonna say, if he has kids, I could definitely see, like, I know from my experience, my parents got sick of me being around quite a bit when I was younger, and they said, "Get the fuck out of the house." So if that's where he's coming from, maybe I could see it a little bit. But
if he had kids, he would never send them to be with the plebeians of the public schools. Heck no.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But I can get us kicked off with some good advice. You guys be good to go?
I'd prefer Zach started.
Well, too bad.
Okay.
So here's my advice. So a lot of schools are going to be going back in attendance, but you also are going to have a lot of schools that are going to be returning back to the normal when it comes to Zoom calls, right? And one of the biggest things right before back to school season is, your parents, they take you clothes shopping. You get your back to school clothes, you get all ready to go. Well, this time around, you only have to worry about the top half. So only invest in shirts.
Okay.
That's my advice.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
It's crazy to even think about, but I was always a big, fall's around the corner. I'm a big jeans guy, so this is really killing me that I won't be able to wear jeans out. Really, don't have that option. It's gonna be just a lot of shirts. It's tough. It's tough living.
Yeah, it hurts too because I was kind of excited.
To be fair,
you could.
If you're wearing jeans in your house when you have the option of wearing shorts or sweatpants, you're a psychopath.
Just saying, you might be buying the wrong jeans. Some jeans are very comfortable, my dude.
I have comfortable jeans. I don't think the most comfortable jean is as good as a very average comfort pair of sweatpants.
Okay.
One thing I will do, and during quarantine I did, when I went like a month without getting changed or like actually dressing, I just like dressed a little nice to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Just feel kind of normal. Wear a nice pair of jeans, maybe a cool shirt. Fuck it. Good shit. Makes it feel normal.
I completely feel that.
I do feel bad because I always got excited for back to school shopping. Like, I don't know if that was just me, but it was like, let me get the fucking Star Wars notebooks, maybe a pack or backpack, maybe a nice pair of shoes. It was fucking awesome. And like, I guess you don't really have to, I don't know, you don't necessarily need that if you're just going to be, waist up worrying about what the top half looks like. You don't really need that.
Makes it real easy.
So, is all public schooling going to be going back to like Zoom calls, or are there going to be some like schools actually returning, like to have class and everything?
I think that a lot of schools will be trying to return in person because
Okay.
even Trump himself threatened to cut all federal funding to public schools. If they
Great idea, by the way. Wow,
Oh,
could not agree
excellent.
more.
Right.
It's like we get to create our own little incubation centers in our schools. It's really exciting. I can't wait for our kids to be lab rats.
I think more than likely it'll be like Monday in class, Tuesday online, Wednesday in class, Thursday online, Friday. It'll probably be a hybrid. That's what universities are doing.
Okay.
But I guess universities also need to like you can't justify paying university tuition if it's going to be online. You just can't.
Harvard disagrees. They still have
Apparently.
Tuition of around $50,000 for online classes.
Right, and that's just
Insane.
that is so fucking insane that
That's
it's
how
like
you know you're only paying for the piece of paper.
yeah. It is nuts, but like I guess it is a different thing with like public schools. They should just be online, but nope. This governor. What state is he governor of?
Missouri.
Missouri. Okay. Well, he knows his stuff because those kids are just gonna deal with it. That's what happens with pandemics. You just deal with it.
They'll get over it. Your long-term,
what are we to do?
organs, not my problem,
No,
says
no.
Senator Mike Parson.
Yeah, mine are fucked up enough. He says.
Yeah.
You can deal with it.
Yeah, your parents were smoking cigs in high school. It's not fair that you millennials and Gen Zers and your bunch of Zoomers get to have nice, healthy lungs. Well, you can be down with the rest of us in the mud. What we had to deal with, we drank water from the hose. We all have lung damage.
Yeah. I was literally just going to say, he's probably like,
Fair
we
is
smoked
fair.
cigs back in the day. What are you whining about?
Yep.
But,
All right, yeah.
fair enough. That brings me to I guess a little tip I have here. So this is assuming that, because people are going to push for in school. It's not a great idea at all, but people are going to push for in school. And so here's my idea. The people who are, my mom's a teacher, and she's in the range where you don't want to be during a pandemic. And so
She
my
teaches
suggestion,
old people?
she's older.
Oh, she is older
I mean,
herself. Oh,
you're
okay,
right.
okay.
So,
Okay.
and or at least like that range that they don't like that teachers are, and like you shouldn't have to worry about this. So I have a proposal for the schools: no teachers. We aren't gonna have any teachers. We're gonna put the kids in there, but no teachers, and it's all gonna be YouTube. They're just gonna figure it out. Have you guys ever heard of those schools where you're guided by experiences and you aren't actually taught? It's organic learning or something like that.
There was one actually that was kind of nearby us, and it was in Sheboygan. There was one. It was like Ideas Academy.
Oh, okay, yep.
That was a very.
They still had teachers, though.
Yeah, but it was still more like, I think, like projects and stuff, and it was like helping maybe guide kids if they needed it, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more of like, well, mine would be no teachers at all. So we're really
Strong.
going into this. We're just gonna give them like a couple Chromebooks. I don't know, maybe some math books, or some codes for some online math books. We'll link them up with some YouTubers.
Khan Academy.
Khan Academy.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that's not even that different from my high school experience in general, because when it came to like a lot of math or biology, I wasn't even learning in the classroom anyways. Mr. Khan of Khan Academy, he taught me everything I needed to know.
Yeah.
So hardly any different.
Right, and like that's how.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You can go.
Well, I was gonna say, you could either have no teachers, or you could go the complete opposite way with this, and you basically have teachers live in the schools, specifically live in their classrooms. I didn't even think about this till just now, but it makes so much sense. So basically, we just put we put down a bunch of like pellets and stuff on the ground, a big hamster wheel, a big thing for water that they can suck out of, and then they just live in that like half of the classroom through the day. Kids can't get within 6 feet of them. They have everything they need. They're comfortable. They're happy. I think this is pretty easy.
Honestly, that's probably the best suggestion I've seen.
So
I'm
make
surprised
them
I haven't heard it yet
hamsters?
already. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't agree.
Why not?
Why? What's wrong with you?
I just don't agree. I guess there is the issue that it would solve, especially with a lot of teachers, is there's an argument that teachers don't get paid enough, and this way they could live rent free.
Paying teachers in this economy to do what is maybe one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. You want to pay them more than $30,000 a year? This is disgusting. I don't want to be hearing this kind of trash on this podcast. We don't do that here, okay?
No, not at all. Not at all. One thing though, too, there is
Zach says my mom makes enough money. She doesn't deserve any more.
They're gonna get $25,000 a year to risk their lives every day, and I'll tell you what, they're gonna like it.
Yeah, it's just like the kids that are going to get coronavirus, and guess what? They're going to deal with it.
And the teachers actually have it pretty good. According to Mike Parsons, they're going to be allowed to go to hospitals. The kids will be the ones who just have to get over it.
Yeah, right. They don't get any hospital work.
Disgusting. The teachers have it too easy.
Yeah, but there is some truth to, like, I was just thinking, like, so much of the stuff that I've learned and, like, actually use to this day is like YouTube and Google. Like, like seriously, at some point, like, if you just give, like, it would be interesting. Like, my God, I would not want, like, my kids or myself to be taught this way. But at some point, if you give them a task and you just say, use Google, YouTube, whatever you want, just do this, I would be interested to see how that played out.
Oh no, like realistically, I think there is something to like not having teachers, but like having less teachers having less of an influence on kids, because I don't think you would have like as what we would say as like well-rounded education, but you would possibly have people who are more like have a better idea of what they want to do when they get older. You have people who are more dedicated and more knowledgeable about like specific subjects, as opposed to just getting a like a general, like a general
liberal
knowledge of like everything, but you don't really know a whole lot about anything, if that makes sense, you know?
In a nutshell.
Yeah, like you have more people, like people who come out who are more, I'm trying to think, like everybody's more in like sections of knowledge, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
which I don't know if necessarily that's a bad thing, you know? Because you grow up and generally you'll like have a profession that you ideally want to go into, and that's what you're going to be more knowledgeable on. Why not just like start that process earlier, I guess?
Yeah.
But
I mean, the education system right now is very flawed, so fuck it. It's hard to experiment new ideas on kids, but like at some point we keep saying it's flawed. Fuck it, shoot out an idea, I guess.
YouTube. That's it.
Just YouTube and Google. That's all you need. They'll farm your data, but it's like the governor said. Deal with it. They'll deal with it.
TikTok's already doing that, so I mean, what's the difference if school does it? If anything, it's actually much more patriotic to let the United States farm your data. Think about that.
That's a fact.
Instead of those Chinese virus and hackers getting your info.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I'm a real patriot. I want Mark Zuckerberg getting my data.
Yep.
I'll lay down. I'll lay down for the small
data.
guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Man, he has cake.
I mean, what a picture. What, did he have sunscreen on his face? What was that?
Yeah, a whole layer. He looked like a frosted cake.
He didn't want to get burnt.
God, dude. He's wearing a sweatshirt while he's like wakeboarding. Like everything about that picture is just wrong.
And a dump truck ass.
Everything about that picture is wrong.
It made me wonder if I just like don't understand what it's like to be rich. Or if I don't know.
No idea.
They don't. I don't understand like what being rich is like, and they don't understand. Like it's so crazy how fast people forget like what normal life is like. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't born like super rich. Like he went to college and whatever. You know, it's like this all happened within like a decade, basically. You know,
That's Zuck for you.
The
Yeah.
Zuck.
I tell you what, after you remember that video or whatever, it was like of him when Facebook came out with live streaming for the first time.
Smoked
He's in
meats?
his backyard smoking meats.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently that brisket's real good for building up a big old caboose.
The golden
Sweet
rays.
rays.
Yeah, sweet baby rays. That's it. Jeez. Fenner,
Okay.
you got any ideas?
So yeah, mine kind of went kind of off of Kyle's when he was saying buy shirts. I did my advice more so based on going back to like a real school. Don't be afraid to spend some money on yourself. Flex on the nerds at school, you know what I mean? And when I say nerds, I mean anybody that's not you. Because you're better than everybody.
Right.
And you should believe that.
And spending money on shirts, and when I say nerds, I mean flexing on poor people.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hey, or rich, whatever. You can flex on anybody. As long as you think what you're wearing's fire, don't be afraid to wear it. Because you'll feel good about it.
Right.
That's right.
Get a shirt with a bunch of 100 emojis on it.
Absolutely,
That's my
dude.
advice.
If you think you're nothing but 100, wear it. That's what I say.
What you could also do is get a bunch of knockoff like Supreme shirts, because you're out of
Absolutely.
your fucking mind if you think a bunch of high schoolers are going to be able to tell.
Right.
Those are the people who would be able to tell, actually.
Fuck
but-
yeah, that's a
You're
really
right.
good
Yeah,
point. Somebody
I
like
remember-
40 is going to look at that and just be like, dude, that's like a $10 Walmart shirt.
Yeah. I remember there was someone, I don't remember who it was or what the situation was. I think it was high school where someone had fake Yeezys, and I was just I thought they were just so cool even though they were fake. I was like, this is sick already. Like, fuck it, I don't care if it's real or not, they still look sick.
I was gonna say, I'll tell you what, I'd be lying if I wasn't tempted to buy some $40 Yeezys off of Amazon before.
Right.
Because I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if they were fake.
Here's the only way people would be able to tell. If they saw me wearing a pair of Yeezys, they're fake.
Right.
They're going to look at me and they're like, that motherfucker, there's no way. I look like fake Yeezys. I embody fake Yeezys.
I'm cool with that though. I have no problem. I would love some
No,
fake
dude, I
Yeezys
don't
and
care.
I would.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like a nice fool's gold plated wristwatch. You're going to be looking tight for 25.
Absolutely.
Oh, great.
Also,
Great style points.
I'm glad you brought that up, Kyle. Zach, whoever brought up the fake Yeezys,
No problem.
why does it matter? Why? Like, who cares? It's all about how stuff looks. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's where you're wrong, buddy. Oh, it's about
like fake gold, fake diamonds, whatever. Like all that stuff, as long as it looks good, like who the fuck cares?
I think
honestly,
that's like the biggest example of like why everything is just so fucking weird, because it's like if it's only the cost that makes something as interesting as it is, we are living in a really weird place.
yeah.
But it's the way it is. Like, it genuinely is the way it is. Like you said, if it looks good, it looks good. If you got it on cheap, that just means you're smarter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've ditched like that mentality for a while now. Unless I really love something and I'll pay full price. Like I'm trying to think of something. Like I'll get like real concert merch, but like that's the only time I'll spend above. Like, my God, I got this hat free for playing tennis. This shirt was like $10 at a mall. Like, I'm really out on expensive clothing, unless it's jeans, maybe a nice shirt.
Thrift shopping's the move.
There are some things that are worth spending money on. Like, I think shoes actually, I think, are one of those things that, like, if you're not getting them just to, like, look good, like, if you're not buying a pair of Yeezys that are going to cost you $500.
Yeah.
Shoes still, like, are something that are worth spending a decent amount of money on, because you're gonna be standing on them and walking on them all day, you know. But
yeah, I'm completely with that.
like shirts, sweatshirts, all that shit. Like, if it looks good, dude, like every single sweatshirt, every single shirt I own, like, was all like under like $40-$50. Like, I don't see a point in spending $100 on a fucking t-shirt. That just seems pointless to me.
Mm-hmm.
A t-shirt that I'll probably get a ketchup stain on the next hamburger I
God
eat.
knows
You know?
me. I would, baby. I
Yeah.
absolutely would. This whole thing is actually leading into my next point, because this is kind of cut from the same cloth. So, if we are going to be going back to school, what is one thing everybody's going to have?
A mask.
A mask.
Yep.
Get yourself a nice mask that looks real cool, and get a few of them so you can put them with different outfits. And also along with this, do not, under any circumstance, because people are going to be taking pictures at school, especially if everybody has masks on. It's going to be a new thing. It's going to be one of those things you remember for a long time. You're going to have pictures on you. Don't be one of those weird people who has like some kind of like meme or reference joke on your mask, because you're going to have to live with that one forever. And buddy, that's going to suck.
Unless it's something you super enjoy. Dude, because I'm going to be honest with you, if there was something when I was 14 that I was super into, like if I had to explain that to you guys, I'd be like, dude, I don't know. I was fucking 14. I really liked it at the time. Who cares?
I had some kind of mask in high school that just said, like, teach me how to Bernie. I think I'd kill myself if I ever saw that again. I mean, that stuff does not age well.
Yeah, like it'd make you cringe, but at the same time, like you were a fucking kid. Who cares?
Right.
Right. You're also you have something I lack. That's confidence in yourself and self-respect. Couldn't be me. I don't want to ever see that again.
I think it would be funnier if it's something that didn't age well. If I look back and I saw something like that said, what's something from like 2012, 2013, like a meme.
Back in the day, a mask would have said like "Taylor Gang or Die."
Yes.
That would have been fire, dude. I would have loved
it. Are you
kidding me?
That would have been a hit.
Yeah.
Get like an Odd Future one that just says "Free Earl." That actually would have been great. That actually would have, like. I'm trying to think. I can't even think. Like
there's like a little OF donut up in the OF logo up in the top. Yeah,
dude,
that'd be fire.
Omni Palin 2012, or no, it's not Palin. Who the fuck? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Oh, man, I know that would be. I don't know.
You'd have those people who'd be like everybody, the same kind of people who like just bring their big oversized trucks to school. They'd have their Reagan Bush '84 masks.
They just wouldn't have one.
They just wouldn't have one.
They just wouldn't have one. Like, what are you talking about?
Also, hey, don't be afraid to make your own T-shirts in high school. I went through a phase of that where I wore white T-shirts and I just wrote. I did too. I just wrote some stuff on there.
Yeah. I remember taking a white shirt. I just took a Sharpie. It was going to be my warm-up shirt for a cross-country meet, and it was the week after that nightmare Seahawks Monday Night Football game, and I just wrote on it, "I heart replacement refs." And, like, I mean, like, it's not as funny as it was back time, but it hit at the time. People wanted pics with it. It was fire. I would do the same thing with a mask.
One of the shirts that, Kyle, I do now understand what you're saying. Boy, is this tough to admit. I was very proud of at the time, but it was during the 2012 election, and I wrote. I think I saw it online. There's no way this was an original idea. I wrote Sheen Lohan 2012 on the front, and it said "Coke and hookers for everybody" on the back.
There's nothing more high school than that.
I got sent down. I got sent
blood or something on there too.
No.
Winning.
Coke and hookers for everybody. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got sent down to the principal's office for my English class.
You don't say.
Yeah. Before I went down, though, I was wearing an undershirt. Before I went down, I took the shirt off, threw it in my locker, and put a sweatshirt on over the top. And they're like, "We heard you were wearing some sort of shirt," and I pulled it up. I had like a Badger shirt on. I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah. This one? What's under there? Oh, you want me to get naked in school? I see all it is. Just flash your stomach or something.
Yeah.
But along these lines, I was thinking about it because you remember on like when we were younger. I guess this is more of like middle school. But on Nickelodeon, come August, it was usually August, maybe a little bit in July too. They always had the back to school commercials. This is a prime position, and maybe this is more for like companies that if they want to make like some good ads, you can make some sick like mask ads, like that are great because it's promoting the use of masks, but also like you could make some sick masks and get them out there. Like, so it's just weird instead of like the whole back to school, get your 6 Skechers, get your cool backpack. Instead, it's going to be like mask up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mask. You know.
To be honest, and that like kind of leads to a whole thing. I don't want to go off in too much of a tangent or anything, but like in all the complaining about a lot of people do about wearing masks, have we kind of just lost sight of the fact that they can look pretty damn cool?
Dude, I'm so glad you said that. That's immediately what I thought of, because I remember when there was an OG Mako remix by Keith Ape. Was that his name? Yeah. I think he's Japanese. I don't want to be
sensitive.
Yeah, I don't want to be insensitive if that's not where he's from. But it was an Asian rapper who remade it, and like in the music video, like he's wearing a mask and like he's got this sick outfit on. I was like, damn, that looks fucking sweet. Yeah. And that was back in like 2013 when I was in high school, you know?
Masks had a I want to say like a wave before pre-pandemic, around like I want to say like 2015, 2016. It was just like it was like he did it, and like it was a fashion thing.
It was like an accessory,
The bait masks with the big like red smile were a big thing.
With the babe or whatever.
Yeah. Those were cool, and like you're right. I really do, especially like going to the grocery store. I love it because you can't really recognize who I am. So it's like
it hides all the stuff that's wrong with my face.
I'm not like going on some I'm gonna rob them now, but I like just like I could just go in there and like fuck it, like I don't have to worry about anyone seeing me, because a pet peeve of mine I brought up on the podcast previously was just running into people at like the grocery store when I'm grabbing eggs or something.
The worst kind of pain.
It's like I just want to get in and get out. This is so perfect because I can't see anyone and they can't see me. I might never go back. I might never take off the mask.
No, dude, I every time I go out, I have this like black mask that I wore, and every time I see it, and it's like if it's with the right outfit and everything, I'm like, man, this is kind of hitting.
Right.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. You're like, Kyle, you said something about like the other day, Clint Frazier, the guy from the Yankees, hit a dong wearing a mask, and like that just looks sick. It just looks cool.
So cold. Like the way he like, you can only see like eyes, and you just see him like piercing stare. It's like, and he just gets a 500-foot cock shot. It's like, man,
right,
this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
If you get a cool mask, it's such like a fashion thing. Like if you get a nice outfit with it, that's hard as hell.
And you're doing good. Easier than ever.
No kidding. Oh my god.
You can augment all your outfits so easy. Like this it's gonna be great.
It's also perfect because they always, for some reason in school, no chewing gum. Can't fucking tell.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Can't tell.
Yeah.
Or if you want to be like, I'm not a bad influence, but if you want to toss in a dip or something.
Oh yeah.
No one's
would have been great for me back in high school. I'll be honest with you. It would have been fantastic.
It's real hard though. You can't really hide that.
Oh well, if you start young enough, you usually can learn to control your spit after about a year. So.
A seasoned dipper.
Yeah.
Huh?
I didn't even think about like spitting. You just spit into your mask.
There is a lot of seasoned high schooler dippers.
Oh yeah. Especially growing up in a smaller town like where we came from. So yeah.
God, I was in. People were dipping in our show choir.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wild.
Little story. In my junior year study hall, we there was a group of 4 of us. We sat in like the science room had like a back room that was like separated from the actual classroom, and we sat back there. We would get it. Every one of us would get a Gatorade every day, and we would dip, and we'd spit in it. And once we were done with the spitter, for some unknown reason, we wouldn't throw them away. We would put them up in the up on like the shelf, and we had like I don't know 120 bottles up there, and we come in one day and they're just all gone. and the teacher walks back to us. He goes, "You guys looking for something?" Because we were like kind of panicking. We must look like we were in a panic, and we were like, "No." And he goes, "Don't fucking do it again, and I won't say anything." Like,
fact you did like, if you're that teacher, what? How are you even beginning to report that? Hey, I just found about $1.50. I just found 3 Virgils worth of spit Gatorades back here.
What do you do? Like,
I think he obviously didn't care too much. He was just sick. He had to deal with it. I'm assuming. So yeah.
Oh, imagine having to throw those away.
how many trips do you have to make to the garbage can?
You're gonna have an entire, and one of those calves is coming undone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was very funny.
Fucking gross, man.
Scumbag.
What's wrong with you, Fenner?
Not too different from scumbag Fenner Post.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have one more.
Okay.
Like this is more kind of like a real one. The flex on people, that one was also a real one. Don't be afraid to flex on people. I don't want people to forget that. That sticks with you beyond high school.
Oh, yeah.
But don't be afraid to talk to like everyone and anyone.
Oh.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of people that like later on in high school, like my senior year, where it was like, damn, we really would be in, like, we have a lot of the same interests, and I was just kind of an asshole for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're like outside of your group, outside of your fucking buddies. Yeah, you know. There are some people like, yeah. Also, don't be an asshole for no reason.
Really trying to say is, don't be Al Fenner in high school.
Yeah.
I was a real dickhead in high school. I've come to realize that, and that's a very shitty thing once you realize it. There's no going back on it.
I felt like you were nice in high school.
To you.
Yeah, probably to me.
There are some people was I a dick to you?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say what?
But you were a nice guy in high school.
Well, no, you weren't like specifically like a dick to me. You had like you're just dickish like to everybody moments.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just kind of a dick.
I mean, a lot of people did that. I wasn't the best person in high school, but
right.
What are you gonna do?
Right. Just try not to be an asshole and try to make friends with people like, just like everyone. I don't know, because there are a lot of people like I look back, like I see what they're doing like on, social media or something like that, and it's like, damn, you seem pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was mean. For no reason.
They all have to be going back to school in the midst of a pandemic, so they might die. So you might want to make those friendships and get to know them.
Right.
You need friends on the bench just in case a starter goes down.
You're going to need a practice squad. I'll just say that. You're going to need to develop. To develop a talent, the farm system of friends. It's going to be running a little dry if you're living in Missouri.
I actually just thought of this now that you brought up, kids dying. Who's probably the most angry about this whole situation? The 13 Reasons Why writers. Imagine what they could have done with a pandemic in their gauntlet of things to talk about.
They're
probably so pissed.
13 Reasons Why 2, and then it's going to be starting back in high school again.
More, yeah. It's a new timeline.
I can't believe people watch that show.
I can't believe Zach
that show was so funny, dude. You give it a try. It is the funniest fucking show in the world.
I have said this before, and I will stand by it. As soon as there was like a high school dude attempting
I know where you're going with this. We're talking
in the hot tub.
This is a little off. This is off topic.
I'm very glad I don't know what you're talking about. My virgin ears will.
I was out.
Untapped.
I was out, and there was no going back. So
that's a great point. I'll leave it there.
On. So that actually led me into. So I got 2 right off the bat. I got a mini one first, and it has to relate with the whole kids dying thing. Is my number one. This is probably the number 1 tip, even though it's the shortest. Have good health insurance and don't live in Missouri. Those are they go hand in hand. Because boy, oh boy, you're going to be catching it. And good luck going to the hospital. Not allowed in some states.
More so, just double check with your parents to make sure like you guys have good health insurance.
Yeah, I mean, if
you're not going to have it.
Go buck wild. You'll need a lung replacement by the time you're 50. But hey, what are you going to do? That's life.
Mm-hmm.
Go home and walk it off. Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
Kids, we used to drink from the hose, says Governor Mike Parsons. So going back to another actual one. So school-sanctioned events, kaputs for the most part. You're not going to have your homecoming dances. You're not going to have a lot of this stuff. So you can be the cool kid, and since you're not going to be forced to have any of that stuff, you make your own quote-unquote school-sanctioned events with you and your buddies. And you just invite a whole bunch of people. You get that ball rolling.
Not more than 10. And stay 6 feet away from each other.
They're responsible events. You can do it as you wish responsibly. But I'm just saying, if you're the one who comes up with it, you're going to be pretty cool.
It's true.
You can have your own homecoming dance where you actually stay 6 feet away from the partner you're like dancing or maybe grinding up on a little bit. You just kind of simulate the experience from a distance. I think that sounds great.
Yeah.
You could have your pep rap. I can't wait. Actually, I can't. I mean this very sarcastically. For all those like Zoom call pep rallies to make up for.
That's not going to be a fucking thing. Dude.
Oh, it will be. Because it's going to be the schools are going to be posting those and be like, look, we're standing strong. School solidarity. It's going to be a whole bunch of like not excited kids.
Okay, so here's
told to say something.
Here's an idea for the schools themselves. Don't try to do social media. Nobody fucking cares.
Oh, buddy.
Not one person cares about it.
The parents do.
No, they don't.
I think
Are you kidding me? You think... okay, for the people who don't know my dad, which is everybody, I assume, listening to this.
Everybody listening loves your dad. Knows him well.
But... well, Zach, you don't really even know my dad, but Kyle, you know Rob. Do you think Rob gave a shit what SFHS was posting about on their Facebook feed?
I think Rob speaks for the people on this one.
Rob didn't give a shit. He couldn't care less.
I think there are...
Me, a student, also couldn't care less.
I think there are parents that will care.
I didn't know we had a school Twitter account until I was out of high school.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I got blocked.
School. Jesus. We went to a small school. I think bigger schools, parents will want to see what's up.
There's only one parent in the world who's gonna care, and it's LeBron James, and it's gonna be about his own school. He's gonna be the only one click a like and retweet when they do their Zoom pep rallies.
Kid from Akron with the hashtags. You just see that from the official account. I wonder who's running this.
Follows one person. It's LeBron James.
Well, I've got one more that I want to throw out there. So you guys know, in school, we had a big project, the grading rubric that you got. Well, I think we should put the heat on some of these southern schools, and we should create our own grading rubric. And we should grade the schools. We should publicly shame them we should have a competition. Person with the most coronavirus outbreaks or whatever, shame them publicly, and we give them X on the rubric. The schools that do a little better, hey, you get a pass. But Twitter's so good at canceling, we completely shame everyone who sucks at this.
Okay.
So we make a grading rubric.
I don't hate that.
You know what I do hate?
A kid dies, fuck it, I'm roasting their ass.
Okay.
They deserve it.
Okay. Yeah, they may deserve
the school,
it.
Not the kid. The school, not the kid. Maybe I didn't make that completely.
Oh boy.
I'm roasting the school.
That kid is canceled.
Yeah, the kid is tragically passed, and his family gonna get it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, the schools. Let's put them on the heater.
Yeah, but what about his sister? Get her!
But yeah, I just thought of that. We always get graded in school. Let's grade the schools.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. I don't think a lot are passing with flying colors.
No.
Well, they haven't started yet.
I don't know how
it's early.
can. It's kind of the deck is a little stacked against them.
I've only been to one school, so I don't know how other schools are.
I will say it's graded on a curve.
What's the curve?
Everybody gets one. I'll just say this. Everybody gets one. After that...
It's your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get one.
Okay. This could be a great place. Schools going back could be a great place to get the herd immunity going.
Ooh.
Or a good chance to kill everybody.
Well,
Oh yeah.
hey,
so
you
herd
know what?
immunity.
The flu kills people, Kyle.
yeah.
So
Oh,
I don't know what to tell you.
That's brutal, man.
you know what? If you keep saying that, eventually, I mean, people literally believe that. I'm sure somebody's gonna hear that and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, Fenner, he's really sticking it to those other two lib."
I mean, to be honest with you,
oh,
no.
All right. I think that's it.
I have yet to say a lie. The flu also kills people. That's all I've said.
I know.
That's all
Oh,
I've
don't even
said.
start. Don't even fucking start. I can't deal with that today. No, sir. End the pod.
I think we've talked about everything today, and yeah.
Everything from flexing on kids at school to kids dying at school. So yeah, we've covered our
We
bases.
started off with
Get ready,
Taylor
we
Gang
keep
or Die.
going. Fenner's gonna be talking about this like he talked about reality TV shows. It's just gonna be people killing each other.
Well,
Zach was I was gonna say Zach.
Hot.
all right. Enough for this episode. We'll save it for our next
I've had
ones, so the people can follow us for our next one on all streaming platforms on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube for video, and also Apple Podcasts. All of those places are great. Also on social media for other content at the Farmcast Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Whoa.
I will say this: the only thing that spreads faster than COVID-19 does in schools is telling your friends word of mouth about the Farmcast when you get back to school.
Mm-hmm.
All of your friends can know. That'll spread like wildfire. You won't even believe your eyes. So
I'll tell you what.
Also, what's the real kindling for spreading that wildfire is leaving a 5-star review on all of our streaming platforms and hitting a like, hitting a sub on YouTube, and commenting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to be the cool kid in school? Tell your friends about the Farmcast. They'll think you're so fucking dope. Oh my god, will they think you're cool?
Farmcast masks coming
I was just
soon.
gonna say, we'll brand some masks up. And I'll tell you, you'll be looking fly as hell. That would be pretty fucking fire. We might have to look into that.
Hey, we got shirts.
Yeah,
We got
we do.
mugs.
Yeah, we got everything.
Pippin
Fenner's got a
showed
water
off.
bottle.
Ooh.
That's hot, dude.
That was
That's
good.
fucking hot. My god. But that does it for this episode of the Farmcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, wear your mask, and we will see you on the next episode of Farmcast. Bye.